Out of nowhere question of the week is going to my guy Knit Ram. What's going on, bro? How are you, man?
I'm good.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Hey, dude, my question to you is a real simple question because we're gonna talk about this PLE coming up on Sunday, No Mercy. But your guy is on it. Your guy Trick Willy, and I just want to know. The world wants to know: is he gonna be a better referee than a wrestler this Sunday?
God. I mean, he couldn't get worse at wrestling, so he'd have to be a decent referee. I would hope. I'd hope he can count to 3, 10 at for a count out. If he takes a ref bump and he's out for 30 minutes, then I just don't understand what's going on with him either. But yeah, man, we'll get into that when we get into that. But special refs, it's not really my thing. It was cool when Seth did it that one time this year. I was good for the rest of the year. That's how I feel about him.
Okay. So he's still a bad wrestler in your opinion, and he's not going to be a better ref in your opinion. It sounds okay. Hey, man, we got a lot of talk about Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. Is that a worthy enough match to be a main event at Bash in Berlin? Is Okada in the right promotion? And Trick Williams is a special guest referee. But hey, let's start our show.
Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring.
What is going on, Ringsiders? I am your host, the founder, Marcus Hernandez. I am with Knit Ram, the one that makes you say, "Oh, damn." And we're with the bad guy of all bad guys, Brandy Savage. You guys already know what's up. We are four sides of the ring. What's going on, fellas? How's everybody?
Good, man.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah,
week of wrestling. If you want to say that again.
Exciting week of wrestling. It was. It was it was weird because like last week we had a go home show, but the other promotion was doing really good shows, and now this week we had go home shows, and another promotion was doing really well. So it was really cool to see the flip flop and the turns, and we got a packed weekend coming up on this holiday weekend. So I think we're in for two good PLEs this weekend that we're going to talk about later on the show. How's everybody's week been doing? Everybody been good with wrestling? Been good with keeping up with all the rumor mill?
It's a lot of wrestling.
Honestly, this week felt like a lot more wrestling than usual. I don't know. I mean, maybe it was just all in, but it just felt like a busy week of wrestling.
Yeah, it's crazy when you go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We podcast Thursday, Friday. Then we're going Saturday, Sunday, and then right back to it.
Yeah,
So it is a lot of wrestling. It is a lot of wrestling. Everybody that's watching tonight, man, the rumor mill is true. If you didn't watch it, your boys did do an unboxing for 3 Count Trivia, and the titles were beautiful. So if you want to see it, go check the video out now on our YouTube. Hey, Ram, why don't you tell them a little bit about what you saw during this unboxing?
I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and I see a big gold, beautiful title with red, white, and blue gems. The one I'm looking at has a red backstrap. There's also a blue backstrap. But, for what I understand was, El Trivador, love that guy, always talks great about me. He was with y'all. He revealed them. I mean, it's honestly, it's exciting to have 2 titles this time because, I always think about our champions, a championship culture, and I always see Hugh have it, and I know Brendan, the guy, just looks at it and says that should be at my house. And I'm glad if the next team that wins doesn't have to have that little anguish in them. They can separate it evenly, show it out, and look like a tag team.
Yeah. What about you, Bernie? How'd you feel about the titles when we unboxed them?
Man, it was a beautiful sight. We when we opened the plastic and it's just the gleam, the big gold presentation of it. It's something that I think the winners, me and Chano, are really gonna love to just have in the background. See, I got the open slot for it right now. Just waiting.
Oh man, Chana couldn't be here with us tonight. He's got he's working. Not gonna even lie. I can't even make an excuse for him. Man has to work. Yeah, he has to pay his bills, take care of his family. You can't be mad at that. But yeah, I think he's gonna get ready to put up a spot too for the title. So I thought the titles were awesome. Thank you, Brendan, the guy for getting those done for us. We truly appreciate you guys and everybody at the wrestling realm. Let's talk some wrestling now, fellas. So let's not keep people waiting while we're here. Question tonight, and if it is the main event, I don't think it should be the main event, because they're going to Berlin. Gunther should probably be that main event, but if it is the main event, is Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens a worthy enough match to be the main event at Bash in Berlin? Let me know your thoughts, Nitram.
On paper, I mean, yeah, right? Like on paper, that's a banger match. If I was playing GM mode, that's my main event. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense. Realistically, no. I believe Gunther is the main event. It's the closest he's gonna get to his actual hometown. Even though they're trying to play this like his home field advantage, but we all know. This is the match that needs to open, if you ask me. You open with Cody and KO. You tell the story of KO didn't want to get to that point with Cody, but he had to. He still loses. It's a banger, and it sets the mood for the rest of the card. You know what I mean? To me, this opens the show.
How are you feeling about this, Brennan? You think KO Cody is a worthy enough main event match if it was the main event at No Mercy?
So, I always have that expectation that, a match standard has to be the correct standard. And that's a heel and a babyface. So maybe the story they're telling where if KO turns, eventually it's a worthy enough main event.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't sit here and say it's worthy before the feud has had enough time. And also, like Nate Ram said, this main event belongs to one man and one man only. And whoever his opponent is, whatever, but this main event, it's worthy, but God, I hope it's Gunther's.
That is 100% facts, dude. I truly hope that Gunther is the main event. And, I mean, he just deserves it, man. He's been having a hell of a run in this year, following up last year. But this just goes to show what me and Brandy has been saying, man. Cody ain't the guy if he's not the main event, because Roman Reigns wasn't going to be a co-main event if he had championship around his waist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Gunther would have been the co-main event.
He
also had both titles. He also had both titles.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
He had both titles, and he also took some pay-per-views off.
Okay. If Roman was champion right now, would he be the main event?
He wouldn't be on the card.
He just wouldn't be on the card.
Yeah.
He ain't going out there. He ain't got time to be flying out there like
he's
that.
The champion of America. You know what I mean? Like the European ones. Yeah, that goes to the other guy.
I think the perfect example would probably be the Rhea Ripley was the main event on that card, and Roman just didn't show up to Australia.
True. Yeah, that's true. I guess if Roman was like, "Oh, I'm not the main event," then I'm not even going. Like, just
how petty of Roman to be like, "Yeah, you know what,
put two random ass guys in there. It doesn't even matter."
Y'all want to send me to Australia? No, I'm good. Send my cousin Jay. Like,
essentially, what happened.
It's
what happened in Puerto Rico. He sent the Usos. He's like, yeah, go. I'm not going to Puerto Rico.
Right, yeah, for real. That's crazy, man. We're gonna get into Bash Berlin later on the show. We're gonna talk our predictions, our margarita matches.
Yes, sir.
So we'll get into that. I really want to know another question I got for you guys, man. LA Knight, U.S. champion. I want to know what could he do to make the U.S. championship interesting. He's been on and off with Santos. I'm not sure if Logan Paul's coming back. I'm not sure if Andrade's about to get into the mix with this title either. But what could LA Knight do differently that Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Rey Mysterio didn't do to make the U.S. title more interesting? Randy Savage?
That's a good question because that title has probably been a little lackluster before Logan Paul got it, and it's going to be hard to live up to the expectations of Logan Paul considering the platform he had. And the execution of that platform was excellent. I just don't. I honestly can't tell you what it is about the U.S. title that makes it a little more boring because I feel like when Gunther had the Intercontinental, there was just something that had something about it. But when it comes to this belt, it just always lacks a little something. And I feel like LA Knight, unfortunately, is not gonna be able to find it.
I don't know. The fans are behind him, and we know that the fans are behind him. They've been behind him, and now that he has a title, I think a lot of people are more excited to see him and see his face and see the things he could do. I just think that it's lackluster with the Santos, and I think Santos is great enough. I think there's better stories to tell with the roster that they have at SmackDown. Nick Ram, what do you think about LA Knight? What could he do differently to make this U.S. title more interesting?
I got two suggestions here. One, you do the Open challenge, where he just wrestles anybody. They come out, they lose, LA Knight, but at least he's doing something. You know what I mean? Like when John Cena did open challenges, it was great. Everyone loves an open challenge. Who knows who's going to come through the door? Which brings me to my next point. WWE's been real big on, sending people all around. It's the United States title. Send him to promotions outside of WWE. Let him defend the U.S. title in the U.S. at these little smaller promotions that you seem to align yourself with, whether that be GCW, whether that be MLW, whether that be TNA. Let him just show up every now and then and be like, I'm United States champion. This is United States promotion. Which one of y'all wants to give it a chance? And it all goes back to the Open challenge. Open challenge. That's what we
like that. I like that. And so instead of sending JBL out there to cause havoc in all these smaller promotions, send your United States champion. That's actually pretty interesting right there. We got Mouthing Off Mike in the chat. He says what it do, fellas? He says the Open challenge should happen. It should have happened, he's saying, for weeks. Oh, see, so it's been happening.
No, he's saying it should happen. It should have been happening.
Oh, should have? Yeah, okay, I see that right now. Sorry, there's the hard blocks.
We think alike. You know what I mean?
If that was happening, everybody said if he did do an open challenge, you might see my guy. Would you be excited if Ricky Starks came out and said, I'll accept that open challenge and beats him?
I would love that. Now, that's somebody who can make a U.S. champion.
You think that he'd be over?
I don't want to get into that.
Okay,
I don't want to get into Ricky Starks. I told Brandy how I felt about it a couple days ago, and I just don't want to get into Ricky Starks and WWE because fans kill me with criticism, and I'm just like, okay.
Maybe that's for another conversation. Why doesn't Nick Ram want Ricky Starks in the WWE? Let's move on. They had a tag team title match on SmackDown I want to talk about because I really felt like, man, and I think we all called it, dude. The Street Profits should be tag team champions. Like, the Bloodline doesn't need the titles for the story that they're about to tell. It's not necessary. One guy's got a cast on, and it's just, I don't know. But Nick Ram, should the Street Profits be tag team champions?
No. The Street Profits are repetitive. The Street Profits are the same thing. No, I made this very clear, guys. The Street Profits need something to spice them up, and I don't know what it is. If they do the same copy paste routine since they debuted, and I'm sick of it. I want them to do something different. They should have went heel. They couldn't. I get it. It all doesn't work out the way it should, but they need something. And Adam B. Fab is not something. I mean, she's great. I like her, but that's not something. They're still the same Street Profits. They have not took their game to the next level. They have not dropped down. They are consistent. They have been consistent.
Hater alert! Hater alert! Hater alert!
We're saying they're consistent. They're consistent.
They are consistent. Here's the thing about the Street Profits. They don't need change. They are absolutely fantastic. The addition of BFAB has been great for them. Let's be honest. One of the things that we seen last week was one of the first times Angelo Dawkins and someone else cooked more than Montrez Ford did in a promo. They came to the ring and cooked. We can't I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, they're the same thing, because that doesn't matter in other promotions. Whereas like these guys are just great wrestling. Why are we gonna hate on great wrestling? They deserve to be the champions, like 5 times out of 10 times of the year.
I agree, man. I think that the Street Profits should have had tag team gold here. Like I said, I don't think that the Bloodline, the titles being with them, is necessary right now for the story that they're trying to tell and the story that they're trying to give us. So why not give it to the Street Profits, man? Give it to somebody not new, but like young, somebody who's hype, man. I always want the smoke with those guys. You know what I mean? Like I'm always behind them. And I felt like when they did the Almighty Profits, it was a little weird. Bobby just didn't really fit Bobby just didn't fit them. Well, sadly, Bobby got released, and now they're looks like they were getting a push, but now they're not. WWE has these things, man, where they like you see these guys get pushed, but then when it's you finally get behind them on the push, and then you think it's their moment, they just take it away. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, now we got to start over again. You've seen it with LA Knight, but now he's U.S. title, so I guess, or he has a U.S. championship, so I guess it just takes time, right? Like you gotta. Years. Let's go ahead and just say it's going to take years. You know what I mean? You got to get built up so much. You got to fail so much before you can call yourself champion. And maybe that's what they're doing with the Street Profits. But I would like for them to call themselves champions again. They deserve that. They've been busting their ass. They've been putting in the work, week in, week out. So why not? Mike did say though Ricky will debut in NXT in Chicago. CM Punk will reveal him.
I absolutely love that.
I think it'd be cool. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who really knows what's going to go on? So fellas, we got to split up on Monday Night Raw. I got to know what team you're on. You know what I mean? Are we team Terror Twins or are we team Liv and Dom? Knit Ram.
Give me the people that gave Carlito a home. Liv and Dom. Liv and Dom. Tendies and PS5. Liv and Dom.
Okay, Liv and Dom right there. Brittany Savage. Terror Twins or Liv and Dom.
It's one of those situations where it's a win-win. I'm happy with either with either outcome. These teams, I'm gonna pop either way. So when their entrance hits, I'm a pop. When the winning song comes on, I'm a pop. So it doesn't matter who it is. So yeah,
I feel that.
But I have the Terror Twins winning. They actually have a name. The other ones are just like Judgment Day Part 2.0.
The Terror Twins, man. It's a crazy name that they came up with. And Liv and Dom, I think Liv and Dom is real great too. And I gotta go with Nitman, man. Give me the tendies, give me the PS5, give me the gold, give me everything that I need. Give me beating my deadbeat father. You know what I mean? I'm taking all the accolades and accomplishments that I can get while I'm under the mastermind of Liv Morgan. I seen a tweet the other day. It said Terror Twins. It said Damian Priest is like 15 years older than Rhea Ripley. Yeah. How are they twins? It's just like I think Big E was just like, come on now, bro. Like let's be real about it. Okay, so it sounds like four sides of the ring right here. We're a little torn apart. I really feel like if Chano was here, I'm gonna go ahead and guess for Chano, but I think he's living Dom too.
He's definitely living Dom.
So Brandy, you're on in the middle, I guess, by yourself.
It is what it is.
You're neutral. It's cool. It is what it is, man.
I could talk shit. Zombie would have been with him.
I could talk shit if they win, and I could be rejoiced with y'all when they win. When Liv and Dom win.
True. You're right. So it's a win-win. You don't lose here. I feel you. Did you guys catch CM Punk on IG Live? Were you guys follow him on Instagram? Well, he was under the ring the entire time while Drew was giving his promo, and then when he gets out of the ring, he drops his phone so you can't see nothing but the ceiling.
I think my issue is I don't follow him on Instagram, so like I didn't see it live. I've seen it after the fact, but I love the creative things they've been doing with cameras and such with WWE.
It's been interesting. They've been showing a lot of spots. They've been having like some people hide in the backgrounds, people having conversations. Like I think JD and the Miz was having a conversation in the background. I don't know what that was about. But maybe we could see. Nate Ram, did you like this spot of CM Punk being under the ring going on IG Live while he was listening to Drew's promo?
I agree with Brandy. It's cool. What they're trying to do, they did a couple of months back. They brought the drones in. and stuff like that. So they're really jumping out of that comfort zone, and it's smart. CM Punk, I'm sure I don't follow him on Instagram, but I don't follow a lot of people. I'm sure he has millions of people. So people who weren't watching wrestling probably at that moment were just like, whoa, CM Punk's under a ring. That's pretty dang cool. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things. So I get it. It's cool. My thing was, how long was CM Punk really under there? Like it's one of those logic things for me. It's like I sit there and I start to think, I'm just like, well, how did you know when Drew was coming out? You know what I mean? Like, why are we breaking kayfabe here? Were you gonna sit there the whole show? You know, what if he had travel issues?
I feel like that's on a whole nother level of like being obsessed with your opponent. You really waited. He was waiting under the ring until he came out to do his promo, and then you went on IG Live to tell everybody like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna jump this man. He doesn't even see it coming." What if Drew McIntyre was following him on Instagram?
And got like Drew McIntyre had the notifications.
Had the notification,
which would have been a great story, honestly.
Yeah,
honestly,
that
can you
would've made me
imagine if
pump
like
hard.
if Drew was just in the ring and all of a sudden his phone goes ding, and
Imagine
he
just
like
he just
CM
looks
Punk is
down.
live. He's just like,
He just looks down. He's like, "Come on, CM Punk. Come on, Philly. Get
It's
out
just
of
like
here."
he just keeps cutting the promo, but slowly going out the ring to stomp on him. Like that would have been perfect.
That would have been perfect. Maybe we rewrote something. You know what I mean? Who knows? They might. If maybe Triple H listens to the podcast. If he listens to us on X,
so.
he might be listening to the podcast. He might do this one more time. You never know. But hey, I thought it was different. You don't see it much. You know, these guys using social media during the shows like that. I think the one time we saw it was like Tyler Breeze when he was using his camera, go live a little bit.
Logan Paul did it.
Logan
When he did
Paul
the
was
splash. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. So this Under the Ring one was just different. It was a different spot to see. It was interesting to see. Let's get a word from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
Dive into a world where every pinfall, every suplex, and every promo is celebrated in fashion. From the legendary 3-count trivia to the iconic bad guy wrestling, we've got the latest gear to elevate your wrestling wardrobe. Show off your passion for the squared circle. It's not just clothing, it's a lifestyle. Come shop with us and unleash your inner champion at foursidesofthering.com. That's foursidesofthering.com.
foursidesofthering.com. Get all our merch that is made by the hands of Brandy Savage. He prints everything in the kitchen. He does everything that you guys want. Brandy, we got any new designs coming out? You working on anything new? What you got for the people?
I mean, I'm working on some stuff new. You know, the logo you see behind you on the screen, behind us, I should say. That logo should be hitting the shop soon. And you know, definitely check out the 3-count version 2. That's also been updated on the shop.
Yeah, that's the chrome.
Yeah,
Chrome. I'm actually washing my sweater, so I couldn't wear it tonight. But hey, you know, we'll see, fellas. I was watching Monday Night Raw, man, and it was a little lackluster. It was a little boring. I know it was a go home show, but there was 2 matches that really caught my eye that I really wanted to tune into. We're going to talk about that second match here a little later in the show. But this one match, man, Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed. And I'm not gonna lie, man, it was me. And they stole the show. I'm not gonna lie. Those guys had a no contest match. They went out there, they were beating each other, went out to the parking lot. Braun Strowman gets slammed on a car. Bronson Reed was doing some parkour. My man was climbing. And then jumps on top of Braun Strowman, possibly taking Braun out too. This is now victim number 3. So we got The Miz, Seth Rollins, now Braun Strowman.
R-Truth.
So building a whole faction.
Oh, R-Truth. So 4. Yeah.
A whole
Oh
faction.
no,
of people.
The Miz got saved. He didn't get taken out yet. The Miz got
Miz
saved.
is
So it's R-Truth, Seth Rollins. Now Braun Strowman's added to the list. Are you liking this takeover Bronson Reed nickname?
No, I don't like Bronson Reed at all.
Hater.
No, Bronson Reed.
Move this man.
He's missing something, y'all. What is so special about a big man doing big man things, but we get upset when other big men do big man things? I don't get it. Like, it's just like he's generic big man number 1. Braun Strowman was generic big man number 2. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing special about it. The spot I thought was silly. I thought it made me laugh. I thought it was silly. That's there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to have silly stuff sometimes. It's good to get a good laugh out. But to say they stole a show, yeah, they did. They stole a show that was very bad. It's a very boring show. So Bronson Reed doing the tsunami 6 times after 7 times, 8 times, flattening R-Truth, threatening The Miz, now taking out Strowman on a car. I don't know. Bronson Reed is not it for me. He's not it.
That's crazy to say. I mean, I see a lot in Bronson Reed, man. I truly do see a star. I truly see a powerhouse. I think he's different when we talk about big men. I don't know, man. I thought the spot was cool. You could say it was silly, but it was a better spot than Eddie Kingston trying to save John Moxley in a exploding rope match, right? That was silly. That didn't look believable at all.
The same amount of fireworks in that car.
No, but seriously, it was just one little firework.
Man. Brittany Savage, how do you feel about Bronson Reed, man? Do you like this little takeover he's doing? Just taking initiative, taking what he wants and doing what he wants.
I think I kind of see what Nick Ram sees, and I think like you always said, like I don't see a champion, and unfortunately, I kind of don't either. Like I don't see where this story goes. At what point as a GM do you say I got to suspend this guy? I don't. You know what I mean? So this way, you could fire him, because like the man is wilding. He should have got a write up a long time ago, and he's just walking around all freely. If I did something like that in my job, come on now. All I'm saying is Bronson Reed. I personally am a fan of Bronson Reed, but I just don't see. I feel like this is one of those long, dragged out things to see if they can make something of Bronson Reed. But then they're gonna nothing's gonna happen. They're gonna blame Bronson Reed.
Do you know what else I think the problem with this whole Bronson Reed taking out people one by one thing? It's too soon. It's just too soon. Literally, Braun Breaker just did the same thing. Braun Breaker literally debuted, destroyed a bunch of people week after week after week because he wasn't getting what he wanted, and then they stopped doing it because he got what he wanted. Good for him. And now Bronson Reed is doing the same exact thing. If anything,
he learned. That's not lazy writing. If anything, that's an incredible writing. It's just someone saying, well, it worked for that guy. It might as well work for me. But
Bronson Reed don't even know what he wants.
Let's talk about it, though. Your man's Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker was crashing into people like Ludwig and Dragunov and a bunch of randoms that don't matter. We're talking about R-Truth and Seth Rollins here. National treasures. So it matters.
It does matter, man. I don't know. I don't know what you guys. Well, I don't know what's missing that Bronson Reed needs for you guys to get behind him. And I think I like everything that he's doing. I think it's awesome. I think he's taking the spotlight because he's tired of not being in it. And every time that he should have been in it, he had some personal things come on or some other things like that. Like he should have been part of the Australia show, but he had a child, so you can't be mad at him for that, right? God bless to him. But at the same time, it's just like, you got to enjoy it. We don't get much big men wrestling anymore nowadays. And Bronson Reed, I think, is far beyond superior in the ring than Braun Strowman is as a big man. So I don't know, man. I really do like Bronson Reed. And who knows? Maybe he's targeting the IC title. Maybe he's not really targeting World Championship yet. Or maybe he is. Who knows? Gunther and Bronson Reed, to me, would slap. I think that match would be phenomenal. How many tsunamis would Gunther be taking? 10, 12, 15? He's still gonna kick out, right? Can't knock him down. So I don't know. I like this. I like what I'm seeing from Bronson Reed. So we gotta see what's happening. Like you both said, what's the outcome? And this is just started. This is victim number 3. So we'll see what happens. And we'll take it from there. But right now, I'm enjoying it, and I'm sorry that you guys are not. And hopefully, it gets better. And maybe when we hop on one day, you guys tell me, you know what? I am a Bronson Reed fan because we turned Brandy Savage into an LA Knight fan. So I think we could turn. Okay, Jalen Brunson turned Brandy Savage into a.
Yeah, why are you taking credit for that?
Because I was at the show.
True, fair enough.
But yeah, hopefully Bronson Reed makes a fan out of you guys. Like I am a fan. What I am not a fan of, though, fellas, and I really want to talk about this with you guys because it's just not making sense to me, man. And it's about Rikishi or Rakishi, however you guys want to say it. But should Rikishi be keeping his comments to himself when he is speaking about his son, Jey Uso? Now, he has said that WWE doesn't help him, that Jey could go to AEW if he wants and write his own story. He can go to other promotions because WWE is not the only promotion. He should have been part of the Rhea Ripley love triangle. He should have been doing this. He should have been doing that. I mean, at this point, I think Rikishi just wants his son to hold all the titles like Roman Reigns was doing.
I mean, I would want my son to hold all the titles too.
But Brandy Savage, should Rikishi be keeping his comments to himself when he is speaking about Jey Uso?
I mean, obviously, the guy should understand kayfabe. You know, like who are you to talk about this stuff? Were you? Did you have a relative out there talking to the dirt sheets back when you were a wrestler? No, keep it to yourself.
Hey, that's facts. That's facts. Now, Ram, how do you feel about Rikishi speaking upon Jey and how unhappy he is with the booking of his son?
The way I look at Rikishi, guys, all right, one, he needs to be happy his entire family has freaking jobs because holy crap, they're all in there. Two, not everybody could be world champion. He was never world champion. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna sit there and be like, my son should be world champion, dude. Your son has held more titles than you've ever held. All right, let's get that strong. To say that Jey isn't happy, who is he to say that? Jey's one of the most over wrestlers right now. Do I think he's a good solo star? No, but that doesn't change the fact that he's not over. He's super over. He's on TV almost every week, if not every week. I haven't kept count. And you guys watch basketball. You know who Rikishi is? He's LeVar Ball. That's who he is. and poor Jey at this point is Lonzo, just trying to be happy that he's on a team, trying to win. And LeVar over here talking about why he don't get minutes. That's how I feel about it. Jey needs to tell his dad to sit his fat ass down and just watch the show. That's it.
Oh man, okay. It's the LeVar Ball. I didn't see that coming out of nowhere. But you might be right, man. I feel like, man, Rikishi, man, just keep your comments to yourself. And if this is a whole kayfabe thing, it's just not necessary because it, in a sense, in my opinion, it kind of makes him look bad. Like, you know what I mean? You're going out of your way to go on these podcasts, go on these other shows. You even went to a different promotion and started the Samoan Dynasty. It's just like, like what are you really trying to get out of it? Is it for you or is it for your son? You tell me. But man, I just really feel like he should be keeping his comments to himself. I got a secondary question to this. It's a little bit of a surprise question. Who is more of a deadbeat father, Rey Mysterio or Rikishi? Randy Savage?
This is actually a great question. If in the eyes of Jey Uso, who's more of a deadbeat father, has Rikishi ever claimed his kids on TV? I feel like I'm not sure if I've ever seen it, but it hasn't been in the modern day. His son's been getting his ass whipped on TV a lot, and all he does is tweet about it.
That's facts.
Yeah, he's there and he's watching, but that's still some deadbeat shit. Am I wrong? Get your ass up. Your mans need some help. I met Rikishi once, and I was like, me and Channel, and we were like, were you proud of your kids? You must be proud of them, being double champs. He's like, I'm just happy they're out of the house. That sat with me for a while because it just felt like a true wrestling dad statement, But we see the actions play out with Rey Mysterio. We didn't really see it play out with Rikishi, but I still feel like it's definitely Rey Mysterio. Yeah.
Never. Who's more of a deadbeat, Rey Mysterio or Rikishi?
When Dom got married, they showed a picture of Rey Mysterio being in the backside where the guests that weren't wanted, but at least he went to his son's wedding. I watched Total Divas for people who did it, and I know Rikishi ain't go to his son's wedding because he had an autograph signing. So that fat piece of crap. All right, he said, "I'm gonna sign autographs for fans." So your wedding,
money over family.
Right, he's got to pay the bills, bro. How do you think the Samoan Dynasty is? How do you think the Samoan Dynasty gets money? It's Rikishi going to all these events,
autograph signings,
doing autograph signings, so he can send Jey some gas money. so he can go to the next show. You know what I mean? So, man, I gotta agree with Ray, man. I think Rikishi's more of the deadbeat father than Rey Mysterio, man. You don't even show up to your own son's wedding because you have an autograph signing. Dude, come on now. That's not even shouldn't even be a thought. You know, that autograph signing could have happened somewhere else or at another time where you could have been at a different autograph signing. But the fact that you missed your own son's wedding for that
was such a sad episode too. Jimmy was just like, "Yeah, he ain't gonna come," and Jay was like, "It don't matter, bro. I'm gonna be there. I was like, "You're not his dad, Jay."
I think I'm gonna change my answer and agree with NitRam off that context.
Look, Total Divas was a good show.
Brittany Savage is gonna go back and watch that episode.
I might go watch the whole series and Bianca and Montez. So I'm gonna watch all the WWE products.
It looks like we're on agreement, man. Rikishi, just keep your comments to yourself, man. Let your son cook. Let him do the things that he's doing because he's doing great things, and eventually his time will come, man. It just takes time. Like we said, it takes time, and we got to see how he does as a solo star. And it's there, but it's not all the way there. We will get there. You know what I mean? We really will get there. I think Jay will hold some type of gold to surpass his father.
Yeah.
Do you think Jimmy and Jay surpassed their father now in
Definitely,
their careers?
100%. Yeah.
100%.
No. I mean, it's tough because, like, you know, as far as you start ranking a singles career, you know, Rikishi's competed for golds. You know, he's never really won, and he had a huge gimmick that was over. He would put his ass in your face, and people loved it, and they'd laugh. And now Jay's kind of doing the same thing with Eat. So I don't know. I can't really say. As far as tag team success, 100%.
I would say solo success too. I mean, I think Jay's done way more than his father has, and fuck it, even Jimmy has done way more than his father has. You know,
it's about the same thing.
If we really broke it down, if we really broke it down one day, if you guys ever want to sit down, we should just go ahead and rank them. I imagine Rikishi is like bottom, you know, like I hate to say it because, you know, lay him rest in peace, but he's there with Rosemary, like being Hurricane sidekick to me. Like, there's so much more in his family that Umaga to me had a better career than Rikishi did. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's like in his family lineage, like he's very low. He should just be quiet.
We might have to get on here and rank the Onai Fatu family one day and see where Rikishi ranks. And we got No Mercy coming up on Sunday. Did the Wesley Zachary Wentz promo, was it enough for you guys to be like, yeah, I need to watch this match? Didn't it?
I wanted to watch the match before that promo, but I know the promo was really good when Brandy turned to me on the couch and said, I really want to watch this match now. And I was like, we're on the same page, bro. TNA. He didn't do that with me, but I was real loud.
I did not.
In his face.
Well, then I guess, Brandy, it sounds like you're excited for this match. Did this promo do it for you?
I mean, honestly, the promo cooked. It was one of those things where, like, we were watching it together, and he's over here like downplaying it. This guy was like not caring. We've been kind of jumping off the Wesley train for a while now, but Wesley came out there, he cooked, and you know I've been saying it though. You know I love justified heels. I always say it. And the guy was trying to retire, and you came out and gave some failed. I would turn on you too. But with that said, the match is gonna slap, man. And
it is.
I think me and Nitram, we also agreed. You know, the outcome. There should only be one winner. I feel like we should all agree on that.
There should be one.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But I like this promo, man. I feel like both these guys, because how long they've known each other and how close they are as friends, it's easier to talk shit, right? Because you know that it's with love and it's not with hate. So if they ever say anything, it's just like, oh, okay, bro, that's how you feel. Let me go ahead and say this then too. So yeah, man, I thought Wesley cooked Zach on this promo, but I thought Zach had some great points too. And I thought this promo just built up that match for Sunday, and they both did their job. They both got what they wanted to get done.
Not for nothing, the vignette also cooked.
The vignette did cook.
That vignette got me locked in.
That vignette did cook as well too. We got Sean Lucas in the chat. He says, "What's up, Sean? How you doing, man?" Let me ask you a question, Nitram.
Yes.
When was the last time you got slapped the way Miss Parker slapped Roxy like that?
Oh man, I think I told my mom to shut up one day, and it was like instant. smack to the face. And that, but I mean, I didn't hit the floor the way Roxanne hit the floor. My girl flew. You know what I mean? I love Roxanne, but this makes me so happy because I love Jada Parker as well. And they both held it down. At first, I was like, "Oh, this kind of boring." But once Roxanne got in there, it got really good.
It did. Roxanne had a beautiful promo. She cooked on her promo, but
yeah,
Jada was cooking too, man. Miss Parker was cooking too. She's so fantastic. She's so great. What about you, Brittany? When was the last time you got slapped the way Miss Parker slapped Roxanne?
I could honestly say I haven't, so that's great because
going there right now, Nick Graham.
I'm 2 seconds from going there.
Well, because I don't know how Roxanne didn't get up and start popping. She let Shorty walk away. I could never. By a slap. And she wants to fight old girl? I don't know. She's underestimating her.
Who do you think Miss Parker was talking to after she slapped Roxy does? She said, "Oh, you could get some too."
Ooh, Nick Ram. Tell him your theories, man.
It's one or two people, right? And that is the one I think it is. It's Stephanie Vacure. The reason why I think it's Stephanie is because a couple weeks ago, all the girls were watching her videos. All the girls were, and they were like hyping it up. So I think now if she's backstage, people are like, "Yeah, I've heard what they're saying about you." Because that's what she said. She said, "I heard what they're saying about you." So I think Stephanie's there finally. I think Julia still is dealing with a wrist injury, and she still has Japan dates to settle. So I don't think it's her. But if it's not Steph, then it is Julia. It's one of those two. It's the two that they've been talking to and just throwing hints out. But I think it's more Stephanie for the fact that I think it was like 4 NXT shows ago. They literally had a bunch of divas around the TV and they were just watching Stephanie. So it's like one of those things.
Cook.
Because Jada's not winning this match, but if this leads into like Stephanie Jada before she gets Roxanne, oh man, like Jada Park is about to have her year. You know what I mean? Like her year, and I'm so excited for it.
I feel that. Stephanie Valkyrie or Julia. Brittany Savage, who do you think Miss Parker was talking to?
I mean, so at first I was like, she's talking to Tatum Paxley, obviously, but the fact that they didn't reveal that at the end of the episode kind of made me like, oh, it's not Tatum. I'm more leaning on the side of Nick Ram, and more on the hopeful side that Stephanie, because I'm waiting for that debut.
I think I'm waiting on the Stephanie debut too. I mean, you and I had the privilege of watching her go wrestle against one of the best in the world. So I'm hyped for her, man, because her moveset is filthy. It's fantastic. And I've seen some of these training videos she does, so she's about to take NXT by storm. If it is her, and if it's not her, and if it is Julia, same thing, man. Me and Nick Rand, we've been following Julia for a long time. She's fantastic. She's great. So if it is her and she is out here in the American soil, ready to wrestle, let's do it. I'm with it 100%. My out of nowhere question of the week was, do you think Trick Williams will be a better referee than a wrestler? And Nate Ram said it doesn't matter. As long as he's in the ring, it's going to be terrible. So, Brittany Savage, my question to you, man, is Trick Willy being a special guest referee, man, is that a good call?
It's always a great call to start a match off with those Trick chants. Get the crowd hyped, get the crowd going, get the people going. And that's exactly what they'll do. They'll just make the crowd a little more exciting off the rip. But as far as what his in-ring work will do as a ref, let's just say I'm not like excited about it, or like my expectations aren't extremely high. I'm not. I think he'll kill the outfit. He'll look great in the ref, whatever he chooses to wear with the flare. But other than that, yeah, it's just gonna be a little awkward.
You think it's gonna be the ref shirt, no sleeves, cut down the middle?
100%. Like you called it
a ref
immediately.
Ref vest.
But that's just wrestling being predictable, Trick being predictable, let's just not say that's not because Shawn Michaels is listening.
Yeah. Hey.
And I know I shit on Trick a lot. I don't think him being the ref in general was a good call by booking. The reason why it worked for Seth Rollins is he had beef with both competitors, right? Like, so it worked. You know, like you didn't know which way Seth would lean. It could go either way. You know, which and it works in that aspect. Having a special ref who is biased, dapping up the guy who just told him, when I'm champion, I got you with the free title shot. No worries, homie. And they're dapping up backstage. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like so predictable that somehow he's going to get knocked out. And I told Brandy my prediction for this would be he's going to take a mean ref bump from Josh Alexander. And then you'll have a TNA guy tagging with a NXT guy, and an NXT guy tagging with a TNA guy. That way, both companies win in this situation. But it's just one of those things, like, he has to take a mean ref bump. Otherwise, like, what's stopping him from just, like, Joe getting a quick pin and Trick is going, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really, him not having that extreme friendship with Joe Hendry, who I love, who should be champion, it's just like, it doesn't make sense for Ava to do that. If anything, everybody's against Ego at this point, which is crazy. Because even the GM's like, yeah, I'm putting my guy's best friend, the guy that won him this opportunity, in this match too. So it's just like, to me, it doesn't work. I'm not even trying to shit on Trick. It just didn't work. It's bad booking, in my opinion.
I think this match. We're gonna get into it. What we're gonna call. I think it was a good call because you get to build on the story with Trick Williams and all Ego and Joe Hendry, and you also get to build on the story with TNA. So I think it was a good call having the ex NXT champion in this match, kind of like how they did it with Seth Rollins. So let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what cooks. Is it repetitive though that we're seeing? Does this kind of look like the whole Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk ordeal again?
It's not as hot. It's not as hot, so it doesn't feel like. It just feels like it's the same reason, but not really. It's just, you want to like keep Seth in an important spotlight. So the same thing with Trick. You want to keep him in an important spotlight, but also with Trick, you want to keep him. I don't care if Martin don't agree. You want to keep Trick in the the NXT World Championship picture.
That's facts. That is facts.
Why?
Facts. Because why not? Because he's Trick Willy, bro.
He's the most
Trick.
He's like top 5 most over person in WWE, and he's on NXT.
That's probably a fact.
Smaller crowds.
We've seen it live,
bro,
Martin.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Those NXT crowds be louder than some crowds at Raw and SmackDown.
Stand and Deliver, that crowd was crazy. We was there live, Knit Ram.
We were.
And you were saying whoop that Trick.
I was not. I was trying to convince the guy in front of me that he was not good. It's a true story.
No, but it also is a true story. Is Nate Rams to the left of me with the guy to the right of me was singing the song word for word, Booker T lyrics, word for word. I like it.
That's hilarious.
Over.
That's hilarious, man. Let's take a small break and we'll be right back. What's up, Ringsiders? Want good seats and great prices? Thanks to our partnership with SeatGeek, wrestling fans can now experience the action live and in person. New users can score a fantastic $20 off their final ticket purchase by using our exclusive promo code 4SidesOTR for any event. Guys, that's $20 off. 4SidesOTR for any event. It doesn't even have to be wrestling. It doesn't have to be wrestling. You can go to anything you want, but Bad Blood is in town. So if you want to go to Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia, make sure you use 4SidesOTR at checkout to SeatGeek. Anything over $50 or more. So let us hook you up. You know what I mean? Let us hook you up. It's $20 off. Why wouldn't you want $20 off? Fellas, my guy is back. He didn't come back at All In, but he's back. Wednesday night, guy John Moxley comes out with his old New Japan Pro Wrestling entrance song, cuts a promo, calls out Darby, then goes back to Tony Schiavone and points at him and says, "This is not your company anymore." Well, it's not Tony Schiavone's company, John. It's Tony Khan's company. But hey, who was John Moxley talking to? Knit Ram.
Dude, I don't know. He didn't even address BBC. Like, he didn't address his own crew replacing him with Mr. Pac. Like, there's so much going on with Moxley right now, and I'm all for it because, like, the first thing you guys know, when he came out. First thing I said in the thing, Moxley just came out with no wild thing. Like, it was like the first thing that caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a Moxley that I like. It's a serious Moxley. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, why Darby? He was like, we never got around to it before. Y'all have never had a reason. Y'all been on the same team. You know what I mean? Team AEW. Like, where are you coming from, bro? You know? And then on top of that, you know, it looks like they got Marina Shafir involved in all this too. So it's like, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm like, there's got to be somebody that's about to come up, right? Like, Moxley's going to retire Danielson, I like to think. I know a lot of people want it to be Swerve. I think it needs to be Moxley. But, like, how do we get there? And I think this is what they're telling. As far as him telling Tony, this is not your company anymore, I think he is specifically talking about how it's not AEW original company anymore. I think Mox is going to drive into the fact that he was with the other guys. Because Marina Shafir was with the other guys. Darby Allin, that's an OG. That's AEW, you know, in his blood.
Mm-hmm.
He's never been with the other guys. All of a sudden, you know, Moxie like, nah, man, I got to see your blood now. Got to drench you clean. That match is going to be so bloody, y'all. I'm not even ready for that.
I mean, first they got to have your conversation, right? He said, I want to have a conversation that I think you're going to like.
Mox ain't talking, bro. Mox is jumping people backstage. That poor guy did nothing. Mox is a violent dude.
You know, it's yeah. How about you, Bernie Savage? How you feeling about Jon Moxley returning? Are you hyped for him? Do you think you kind of know what his initiative is?
So I feel like with Jon Moxley and this return, it's I feel like they're trying to elude like smoke and mirrors, a lot of smoke and mirrors. That's what it felt like to me. And you know, I'm personally always hoping for an invasion. So if Jon Moxley came back with a New Japan invasion, I'd love that. And if they can come back and rush that before TNA does their invasion and just be like, we did it first, I would even appreciate that because that's also taking way too long. But to bring it back to AEW, I feel like Mox might be coming around to just either, you know, saying, like you guys said, where it's not the original company no more, and maybe he's trying to start recruiting the original members and start moving towards a way of just like getting these guys out. But then again, it's also another story being told on another company. Rookies versus vets, originals versus. But yeah, I'm excited to see where Mox takes this.
I'm excited too, man, and I've been coming up with a lot of theories, and I've been seeing a lot of theories. And Nick Rim said something in our group text message. Could it be a Ring of Honor invasion? Now that we see Marina Shafir in it, she was in Ring of Honor, she was killing it. I seen one too that kind of struck my mind a little bit. I was like kind of thinking about it, but then something just doesn't sit right with me of these two being a pair in a faction. The Hurt Syndicate. Do you think maybe Jon Moxley?
Bobby and Moxley?
Bobby, Moxley, MVP, Marina Shafir.
Shelton
Benjamin. You know what I mean? Maybe you're onto something too, Nick. Maybe the American Dragon's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you got a family over here. What's going on? Maybe he tells me I don't need the BCC no more because the people I'm with like to hurt people.
The people when I'm with don't do last minute replacements when I'm in town. Clearly he was good to go. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So you know, it's a little weird. I don't know, man. I'm just happy to see my guy back. John, I think John's great. John, like Naram said, and you know, one of those guys that's been holding AEW on his back for a long, long time. So, you know, who knows what we're gonna see and what's gonna happen? But we just gotta let the story build, and it's been weird. I have a theory that I want to say at the end of the show about AEW and what I think it's going on. So, you know, we'll say Jacob Pena is in the building. What's going on, Jacob? He says, "You're fellas." Let's move on to our Move the Needle, fellas. My Move the Needle question to you guys this week is, did Uncle Howdy's debut match move the needle? Knit Ram.
This is hard for me to say because I watched it the next day. Not because I didn't want to watch it. Clearly, it brought me in to watch. It wasn't enough for me to stay up and be tired at work for.
Hmm.
So it was a whole thing. The match was great. He did the Bray tribute, and I'll explain to you guys how much I really like it when he dances with Chad Gable in the ring, which goes
Mhm.
back to Bray used to do that. He did it with Cena, which is like the most famous clip of him doing it. Um, there's just something, and it's like this for a lot of people when it comes to in-ring stuff. Sometimes things don't click correctly, and
Mhm.
as much as I love what the Wyatt Six does, when you get to the wrestling part, it's still just wrestling. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
missing that spooky element to me. Like this is a guy in a costume now getting sweaty. So it's like
Mhm. Mhm.
I think they need to figure that part out. Because Bray was really good still at that part. I mean, sometimes it was over the wall. You had the cockroaches in the ring with the big projector, which was stupid. But Bray, he did things that kept the spooky while wrestling. And this match didn't have that, and which sucks because Bo is a great wrestler. He's probably he was better than his brother in ring only. He was better than his brother, because his in ring talent was really great. He was great in NXT. He was great doing the B team stuff. He's always been a real good in ring performer. But being a great in ring performer with the gimmick that he has now, he still needs to implement some spooky stuff. And I need
Mhm.
that spooky stuff to keep this, to me, in a kayfabe way, real.
Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying about the silliness and everything about it. How are you feeling about this, Bernie Savage? Did Uncle Howdy's debut match move the needle for you?
So I mean, to feed off of what a lot of what Nit Ram said, I think the match, the match in itself was good, but like I think they need to do certain elements. Like first off, I just don't feel like comfortable. There's like multiple things I don't feel comfortable with, which is like one of them is just shut the lights. I feel like on the crowd, if you just shut the lights on the crowd and make it a little more dark, it doesn't feel as if we're at a live event watching a monster fight a regular man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's to my next point. We're watching a monster fight a regular man, but you watch somebody on SmackDown like Jacob Fatu eat a RKO and just be perfectly fine. You want me
Mhm.
to watch the leader of this monster faction literally take pain and stuff like that, and it's hard because it feels like I know we're not all fans of like the monster squash, but when you're building a character, it's what we're used to, and it just felt like we moved too fast into him in the grabs.
Mhm. You know what? You hit that you hit that on the spot because man, I watched this match 3 times. The first time I was like Net Ram. I tried to stay up for it. I wanted to watch it. This is one of those matches, man. I was like, oh, I got to see this because the one thing we've all been saying was like the promos, the vignettes, everything has been beautiful about the Wyatt Six. But the one thing I said was the in-ring stuff needs to match it. If the in-ring stuff is not matching it, it's just gonna be it's gonna be in shambles. We're not gonna want to see him wrestle. So the first time I watched this match, man, I was not gonna lie, I fell asleep. It was a little late. Try to get to it. But just woke up and it was over. But then the second time I watched it, the third time I watched it, and you're right, Brady Savage. I feel like, man, Chad's great, but Chad really needed to get squashed here, so Uncle Howdy could make a statement. You know what I mean? That him getting squashed would have took everybody in the locker room at Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Y'all need to straighten up because now that I'm done with him, I'm coming for the next person, and I'm gonna come for the next person. Come for the next person. If you ever did wrongs, or if you ever did something out of spite to try to get over on somebody for your own selfish needs, I'm coming for you. But we didn't get that because Chad had a fighting chance against this monster.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I critiqued it on was one thing I loved about Bray and the Fiend. The man wrestled. You know what I mean? He did his creepy stuff. He did his silly stuff. But the one thing I don't think he ever did was open his mouth. And I didn't like the fact that Uncle Howdy was like he was Waluigi or something. You know, it was silly to me. You know what I mean? That wasn't scary. The ref spot, you know what I mean? The light should have just stopped when the light should have came down and Nikki Cross should have came out and just took out Ivy Nile right there on the spot. You know what I mean? Except you got and shouts out to Eric Rowan for looking like a big guy, giving somebody a big leg, carrying her all the way to the backstage. But it was just like, where was the female in this faction that y'all had? Why didn't she come out and stop Ivy Nile? So there's just a lot of just little things that I was nitpicking about it. I think it was a good match overall, but there was things that could have been done to build Uncle Howdy and build his dominance and show that he is a force to be reckoned with. And the fact that they gave Chad a fighting chance showed, to me at least, that he's actually not a force to be reckoned with because anybody can get in the ring with him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But also, to be fair, the complaint about the Fiend was it was hard to get yourself over going against him.
Mhm.
So maybe they're trying to right those wrongs with this.
maybe.
And the argument that he's a monster, it's still just Bo. You know what I mean? It's Bo with split personality.
That's true too.
Um,
But I mean,
I do think
I
it
mean,
should have
Bray
been a
was split
75,
personalities.
25. Nah, Bray had a demon, bro. Like it was a whole thing. Like
guess you're right. I can see
they
that.
kind of explained it. He came back from being burned alive. It was like a whole demon thing. But but like no, but like I said, like Bray did stuff. You know, he had the backwards creepy walk thing. You know, like Bray did stuff to keep the creepy in his arsenal. And I feel like besides, you know, Bo doing the last, which didn't work. I didn't think they worked either. The dancing, which I loved, but it's just like I needed some more spooky. And this kind of goes back to what Brandy said. Turn off the lights on the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, there was that weird time where they experimented when the Fiend would come out. Do you remember this? And they had the red lights.
Mhm.
And me and you liked it, but it got real bad backlash. Like it was like people did not like it at all. But I was like, but it's something different. Like they just need to try something to keep the spooky in it.
And it made sense. You were going to wrestle the Fiend in hell.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You had to go wrestle him in his domain. And yeah, I agree with Brendy, man. Turn the lights off. Cut the crowd out. Maybe throw some smoke from under the ring. Make it creepy. Make me believe Chad is screwed in this ring. You know what I mean? He's about to get tossed. But
Yeah, I mean, I just want to add one more thing to it. Like, you
Go
know,
ahead.
going back to the Bray Wyatt debut back a year and a half ago or whatever. If you remember, the way they moved that match was like, all right, well, Bray's coming back. We got to make it creepy. We need an advertisement. Mountain Dew Lights Out match. And it was literally a match in the dark. Like, you know what I mean?
Black
Like, the
lights.
button, black light dark match. So it's funny because, like, that was how Bray Wyatt debuted because they were trying to make it spooky. And it's just like it needs to be done.
yeah, and then it goes back to the Fiend too. Maybe Bo should have did what Bray did. You know, let me come out as Bo Dallas first against Chad. Let's have a 5-10 minute match. Cut the lights. Cut the lights
That's
back on.
exactly what they should have did.
Cut the lights back on. Oh, now it's Uncle Howdy. Spooky, right? That's what Bray did. Bray came out of the match. He was Bray Wyatt. All of a sudden, lights go off. Bam! I don't know how he got the Fiend costume on so quick, but he did. Bam! Now the Fiend's here. Whoa! You know what I mean? Who's this? So yeah, I agree with both of you guys. You guys made some really good points. As far as moving the needle, yes, but there's. I'm gonna wait for a little bit more, and hopefully it gets better, and hopefully, it just builds up, and the Wyatt Six and Uncle Howdy is, hopefully is a top faction in the WWE within a year or so.
I think anything that has and this is probably good advice for future wrestlers, since anybody listening, giving the crowd more questions than answers will always move the needle.
Mic drop for all the people in the back. Fellas, let's talk about some good promos between Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page. Looks like we're getting a cage match at All Out. They want to trap each other. I have a theory that this rivalry is never going to end, and it's going to be a long-term best of 7. And we're gonna hear about it when they're tied 6-6. It's gonna be like, all right, one last final time, you and me, in a exploding barbed wire 3 stages of hell match. I don't know, but we're getting a cage match. Nate Ram, does this hype you up for their rivalry?
Yeah, simply because it was so perfectly done. This whole promo, everything that was delivered, because both men just absolutely knocked this out of the park. Because you had exactly what it needed to be. It was Swerve still confident, I beat you twice. But it was Hangman's rebuttal of, you beat me with Prince Nana. You beat me with Prince Nana and Brian Cage. You can't actually beat me. But when Swerve said, let's put it in this, because he's so confident, you know what I mean? He's like, let's put it in a steel cage. Hangman had nothing because in his mind, he's like, I have no excuse now if I lose. So he just left. And I love that. I love when Hangman does this. Hangman's character work is probably the best in AEW when he gets like this. And this is the feud that in 10, 15 years, they're going to have DVDs about. Well, DVDs will be dead, but they'll have specials about it. You know what I meant? You know what I mean? So it's like people are going to be like, oh man, you know, it goes back to these exact moments. These guys are a lifelong feud. This is, you know, Cena Edge, Cena Randy, or Randy Triple H. They're lifelong. For their whole careers, they will always shadow each other. And I love this.
Hey, what about how you feeling, Brendan Savage? I love Nate Ram's response, but how are you feeling about this?
Honestly, Nate Ram hit the head on nail on the head. It really comes down to these two are, and you love to see it. You love to see it form. You love to see it when lifelong rivals meet each other. You know, it's not every day that like we get to see this happen in real time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, I'll use Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn as an example. Someone who jumped into wrestling 7 years after their feud started can still see that, oh, they have history. Yeah. And for the rest of the time, you could make any sort of story work with, oh, I need a tag team partner. Oh, Swerve comes out. Like, yeah, I'm against you because I hate you. Or like blood and guts match. I'm against you because I hate you. It's just you can work them into any story going forward for the rest of AEW. And I think AEW is smart in the sense to know that they need to create lifelong feuds and lifelong stories that will go down in history. And this is one of them. And I'm excited to see this match.
Sex, I agree with you, man. This is one of the biggest stories that, besides the Mariah May Tony Storm, that's still going to escalate. You know, they're going to come back to that eventually. This right here, man, this is one of those stories that defines AEW. And this is the stuff that AEW fans want to see. They want to see good stories, but they also want to get great matches. And you're going to get a great match from these two right here. I'm hoping to see a reverse blood spit. You know what I mean? I hope Swerve spits out the blood of Hangman this time. I don't, you know, I'm just saying I'm a sicko. I'm not going to lie.
You're a sick person. Marcus.
Hey. Oh,
Marcus. Why are you such a
dude.
sick person?
I don't care what nobody says. When Hangman Adam Page took the blood of Swerve Strickland and then spit it in the sky, that made Zombie King a fan. It was the toughest. That was a tough spot, man. That was so hard. You know what I mean? That was cowboy shit.
Crazy.
That was crazy, right? It was awesome, man. And you know, and I think a lot of discussion has been going on lately too, and we're going to talk about it right now, man. You know, who is the heel, who is the face? And you know, the heel is Swerve, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Swerve is just so good at manipulating, being a mastermind, and allowing and breaking the baby faces of AEW to go to a dark side, to dig deep down and say, yo, I gotta beat this guy. I'll do whatever it takes. If I have to get away from the clean cut, fine. I'll do it. Who is the heel? Who is the face in this rivalry? Randy Savage.
I think, like, you know, just body language alone, watching those promos, it just felt like Swerve was the heel. Like, Swerve was walking out there all cocky, had the fur coat on, just like, what are you so happy about? You just lost your championship. There's no reason why you should be out there gloating and this and that. But the fact that he's so arrogant that in his mind, this feud is about to really be put to bed. Because that's what he truly believes. He's like, I could finally get this behind me and get back to my championship. And I think that's going to be his downfall.
I agree. Nate Ram, who do you think is the heel? Who do you think is the face? This rivalry.
You know, it's one of those things. It's like that old phrase where it's like, you could be the hero or the villain depending on who tells the story. You know, because it's like, it's easy to say Swerve is the villain of all this. But at the same time, Swerve has been minding his damn business. Hangman is the one that keeps coming back and keeps coming back and keeps coming back every single time. And you know, you play the hero so long, eventually you become the villain, right?
Mhm.
Like, it's one of
Mhm.
those things. So, like, what I love about this feud is I don't think there is a necessarily face or heel in this. It's a straight up, this guy did him wrong, this guy did him wrong, and essentially they're both right and they're both wrong. The man has no right to announce that Hangman's having another baby. That was personal business. Okay? But at the same time, Hangman should really upgrade his security cameras. Like, it's just saying, you know, someone breaks into my house and the ring cam is not enough anymore. That's all I'm saying.
That's
Okay.
facts. That is facts.
But yeah, man, like I said, it's just one of those things where I really enjoy this feud, and it's probably gonna be my feud of the year. I mean, Brendan, we're talking about this already. Like, what is feud of the year? And this is one that we're both kind of talking about. It's just really freaking good.
It is.
Like,
it is. I agree with both of you, man. Y'all both hit it on the spot. I think Swerve is the heel. Hangman is the face. Hangman is just trying to dig to a deeper level so he can try to see Swerve one-on-one. We'll get into All Out next week, but I do think Hangman will get this dub. You know, make it 2-1. Like I said, long term, best of 7 out of these guys. So we'll see what happens. We had another in-ring debut, or not an in-ring debut, an AEW debut. Solo match against Kyle Fletcher, the man that defines gravity, out of this world, Ricochet. My question about Ricochet is: Did you see any difference in Ricochet in this match that he had with Kyle Fletcher than any Ricochet match that you've seen while he was in WWE? Anyway?
I think his dance partner was better than any, and this is not shots at the other company at all. I just think his dance partner matched everything he needed to do. The match was great. I don't think he looked different, and at this point in AEW, I don't think he needs to look different. He doesn't need to look different until someone calls him out for not being different. Until someone tells him, you're all flippity dippity, where's your wrestling? You know what I mean? And we all know who that's going to be. It's going to be an MJF. It's going to be Hope, maybe a Don Callis. It's, you know, there's certain people in AEW who challenge these guys to step outside their normal boundaries. And I think for now, we need to see the Ricochet that these WWE fans really love, because they want to see him do all the flippity dippity stuff that he didn't get to do in the other company. You know, so it's like, look at all the cool stuff I could have been doing, but instead I was getting speared, or I was, you know, on the 3-minute show, or I was doing this. Look what happens when you give me 15 minutes, you know, and it's just one of those things. Like, they put him against Baby Osprey, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's also like halfway a dream match. But until he gets that you know, that person to sit there and be like, you can't wrestle. You're just another circus clown. You know, the kind of the way that MJF was talking about Will Ospreay. The people that like you, they don't like you. They don't like wrestling. Like, that's what he needs to go out there and then show that he really can wrestle. Because I know he can wrestle. We all seen him in Lucha Underground. The man can wrestle. He's really good. But yes, he is one of the best at doing the flippity dippity stuff. So for right now, we paying him good money. Let him do the flippity dippity stuff.
Bernie Savage, how you feeling about Ricochet? See any difference?
So the thing about Ricochet on WWE was he was a flash of the other guys on the other company. So, you know, it was like, oh, the things he was doing, I still like call back the Shinsuke match. I always bring it up after last year's All In. And it's like, he could put on a banger. They used him for bangers like that. And he used to show that he could wrestle, and he could, the flippity stippity stuff that is being done elsewhere can be shown here. Now that they lost him and he's doing it there, I don't want to say that like it looks like anything different. It looks the same. He had a great dance partner, but it's one of those things where there's so much of it, whereas in WWE there wasn't as much of it, and he still got lost in the sauce. Where in this company there's so much of it, it's going to be even easier to get lost in the sauce. but I don't think he needs to change anything. I think the thing what he was doing there, now that he brings there is just excellence. He's great.
I think you guys said everything that I was gonna say. The one thing that you guys didn't say was I see happiness. I see
That part.
I
Joy.
I see joy. I see somebody who's like Nick Ram said, damn, I'm with somebody who's actually gonna allow me to cook. And I think he showed us a couple moves, a couple big body moves that, says I could do this too, like Nick Ram was saying. He got cooked by Pac on that promo though.
Yeah, he did.
Pac cooked him and Will Ospreay. I mean, came out of nowhere with the poison Rana and took Will Ospreay out. Told Ricochet, "Hey, I'm happy you're here, but get to the back of the line, bro, because it doesn't matter who you are."
Someone had to say it, right? Like,
Yes.
These guys got to stop jumping the lines.
Right. Yeah. I didn't like the fact that after it all happened, then Ricochet runs out there and he's like, "Oh, you talking to me? You're not talking to me. You're not talking to me." It's like, bro, Pac's gone already, bro. Like, he already poisoned one of your guys and dipped out. Like, it's too late. Like, you can't be talking like that. So, but I do
want to add one more thing about Ricochet looking, if he looks any different. So I sent the video of Jacob the All In clip of him debuting. And like Jacob's response was, "Wow, they made him look so strong. I'm actually super happy about him. He's someone that can make me watch AEW. A great, smart signing." So
hey,
he's already turning some people.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. At the end of the show, Bryan Danielson came out, talked about his title, talked about all these other things. His daughter saying that she had the best time of her life at being in London. Other things. And then he said, the famous words I think that we all kind of saw coming was, if I lose the title, then I will retire. But I am gonna fight. I am gonna fight. I'm gonna kick heads in until I can't kick heads in anymore because nobody's gonna stop me. And then shouted out an open challenge. Now, this could have been anybody. And I didn't even see this one coming. But the person that answered his open challenge to All Out in Chicago, Jack Perry. Now talk about Tony Khan booking out for a super heel to just get booed, because that's what's going to happen when he goes to Chicago, unless these Chicago fans are like, "Yes, Jack Perry, thank you. We didn't want CM Punk here. If it wasn't for you, CM Punk would have never went back to the WWE. So thank you, Jack Perry."
They're like, Coco Bell.
They are not that optimistic.
They are not that optimistic, man. But Jack Perry answered Bryan Danielson's call for All Out. Do you think this match will deliver, Randy Savage?
I'm a huge fan of Jack Perry now, so I'm just gonna go with the automatic yes. It's gonna be a 5-star banger. Jack Perry will prove all the doubters wrong, and Bryan Danielson will help him out, show him the ropes of how to get that 5-star and still walk out with the W.
Max, Nitram, do you think this match will deliver come All Out next weekend?
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's a 10-day build. Jack Perry doesn't need to cut promos because that's his weak point. Jack Perry always had issues cutting promos, and it's because he has a slight stutter, and I hate to make fun of him, but that's what it is. So it's really interesting because his wrestling skill has always been great. I've always been a fan of Jack Perry when he was Jungle Boy. Marcus didn't like him just because he had a bad theme song, which I thought was a banger. But what makes this great is, like you said, it's in Chicago. The boos, the reaction that he's going to get to go out there, and I bet you he's going to do some kind of cheeky Punk thing. He'll go out there and do the clobbering time or something because it's Jack Perry. And, they love to be petty about stuff. But the way that they have prompted him since all of this is absolutely incredible. Jack Perry went from almost getting fired to going to Japan to coming back and being an absolute star, being the pillar and holding his weight with people like Darby Allin and MJF. He is doing his part. It is incredible. I have nothing but love for Jack Perry and everything that he's doing right now. I think he's playing his role 100% incredible. Now, what I have an issue with this segment. Okay, because I'm gonna be real hypocritical. I talked about how I didn't like how Punk was waiting under the ring. If this was an improv promo from Bryan Danielson, how did my boy have time to prep that video, accepting the challenge to attack him from behind? How did he know this was gonna happen? That continuity error takes it away from me. But besides that, it was perfectly fine.
Okay.
So all I'm saying is, Marcus, if I did an open challenge and I was like, yeah, anybody can challenge me for this trivia title, and then you show me a video package where you're backstage, like, I accept this open challenge that you just made up right here on the spot, and then attack me from behind, I'm gonna wonder how you knew I was getting that done. That's all I'm saying.
It wasn't that big of a stadium for you to like walk around in. Just saying.
Maybe he talked to Tony Khan. Let's move on to these margarita match predictions. Let's step into the Koto Bar. Margarita match predictions at the Koto Bar. You are with Four Sides of the Ring. Now, if you don't know what margarita match predictions is, we base these matches on if they need a margarita or not. So let's start with Saturday's Bash in Berlin. And let's kick off. Here we go. We got the Women's Tag Team Championships out of fire. Isla Dawn versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Fellas, first things first. Is this a margarita match?
Double shot margarita.
Randy Savage.
All right, so it's like one of those things. Like, it depends where it's at in the card, because, like, you know, I'm not trying to get super drunk. We got two pay-per-views in a row, you know, so it's like, but like, if it starts the show, no, I'm not gonna get the margarita. I'll stay and watch. But if it's in the middle somewhere, I'm getting a margarita so quick.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll stay for Jay's entrance, and that's it.
Who you got for these matches? For this match right here.
Give me the Powerbuff Girls.
The Powerpuff Girls.
Man,
You ever seen it on Twitter?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I got Bianca and Jay too. Let them get the titles back. All right, we got Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, the Terror Twins versus Dom and Liv Morgan Mysterio. Margarita match or not?
Nah.
hell no, you gotta watch this.
Gotta watch this one. One.
It's gonna be so much shenanigans.
You're absolutely right. Up next, we got the strap match: CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Margarita match?
No.
This is why he got the double. Gotta be prepared for this match.
Okay, fair enough. Who do you got in this match? Drew or CM Punk?
CM Punk.
The fact that I think they want to go for the trilogy, I'd give it to CM Punk.
Okay. I could agree with you guys. I could see them giving it to CM Punk. You didn't give me Terror Twins or Liv and Dom. Who do you guys think is taking that match?
Rhea pins Dom.
I don't think that's legal. It's not. That's not in the rules.
I don't think that's legal.
I think this is going to be tornado tag match, and you know what? Who cares about the rules? Rhea pins Dom.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. I think Rhea pins Liv.
I don't agree with that. I think Liv and Rhea or Liv and Dom. I think Dom pins Damian Priest.
Get up.
With Finn Balor help. With Finn Balor help, I'm all for it.
I don't know. Next match, we got the undisputed WWE Championship: Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Is this a margarita match?
Yeah.
You can make your margarita. You can make your margarita during the entrances. Who you guys got in this? Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. Obviously, I think we're all in agreement that Cody Rhodes is dropping his title in Berlin.
I don't appreciate you
not to Kevin Owens
putting words in my mouth and saying that I think Cody's gonna win. Yes, I think Cody's gonna win, but I always hope he's gonna lose.
Fair enough. Main event, guys. Gunther, Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship. Is this a margarita match?
No, it's gonna be a banger.
This is quite the opposite of whatever it is.
We're gonna have the margarita in hand.
This is hold your pee from all the margarita matches. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you ain't getting up.
Who you guys got in this match right here?
Give me the ring general.
The ring general.
Yeah, agreed. The ring general should retain his title. And all right, so we're at a double shot margarita for Bash and Berlin on a Saturday at 1 o'clock. Let's talk about Sunday No Mercy. We got Wesley, Zachary, Wentz. Is this a margarita match?
No.
No.
Okay.
Too excited.
Who you guys got?
Oh, Wesley. No, I mean, I got Zach.
Give me
I
Zachary
got
wins.
Zachary wins. Yeah.
TNA gets a win finally.
I
Zachary
agree.
wins.
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening. I got Wesley. Next match we got is the NXT Tag Team Championship match. Chase U, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom. Part 2. Is this a margarita match?
Chase U turns on the people, so I'm not getting a margarita during this match. I think Axiom give it back to the Supersonic Duo. Chase U turn.
Brandy Savage.
I would love to see a Chase U turn. Only if it frees up my boy Duke Hudson, though. Just like free him up. That man needs to be a singles roster superstar. But other than that, yeah, I'm gonna get a margarita and watch the end of this match.
Okay. NXT North American Women's Championship match. Kalani Jordan, Wendy Cho, margarita match.
Yes. Yes. Double down. I can miss the ending for this one. It's there for me.
Who do you guys got?
Give me Wendy for the win.
I hope so, man. There's no one more deserving than Wendy for the mid-card title in NXT.
Interesting. I think Kalani Jordan retains one more time. I think this is her big win that proves the entire locker room and the fans that she can do this, and she is about this. Up next, we got the NXT Women's Championship match. Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker. Margarita match.
I'll fight anyone at the bar if they get margaritas during this match.
Yo, same. Like, I'm gonna be standing there looking outside past the curtain. You can't go nowhere. We're watching a match.
Who do you guys got in this match?
Roxanne, the
Roxanne
prodigy.
Perez not losing. She's like she says, she's a prodigy.
She is a prodigy, but I don't know. Miss Parker might be up next. Would you be mad if Miss Parker won?
No,
Would you
not
be-
at all.
Absolutely
No.
not.
Okay. Well, looks like hopefully we'll see what happens. Who knows? Main event, NXT Championship match with special guest referee Trick Willy, Ethan Page, Joe Hendry, margarita match.
Put the belts on a TN. Oh yes. No, not a margarita match. I'll watch this match.
I'm gonna be honest. You could probably get a margarita during this match. I'll be honest. Yeah, soon you could probably get a margarita during the ref entrance, and then give me Mr. Joseph Henry.
Joseph Hendry is the right choice, I believe. Because I believe.
Fair enough. I got all ego Ethan Page because WWE is not going to allow nobody to hold their titles if they're not a WWE superstar. So, Chance is in the building. He's talking about Margaritaville. Well, you got all our margarita matches, everybody. So you know what's up. Are we?
Yeah, on NXT, I don't know if it's on your card. On NXT, they announced that it's going to be Oba versus Tony D,
Oh, Oba and Tony D. I forgot about that. Yeah.
which is the
Margarita.
match I'm most excited for. So
So not
Big
a margarita
fact.
match.
Not a margarita
Not a margarita match. No.
And we're all Tony D.
All Tony D.
All Tony D.
All about the family.
I would hope so, but Oba's the man, right? Like,
Yeah, but if Oba loses, he can just go attack Ethan Page for the world, for the world title.
yeah.
So
Yeah, give me Tony.
bigger things for Oba Femi. Why not? But hey, those are our margarita matches. First and foremost, everybody drink responsibly. And if you are underage drinking, I'm gonna send the Zombie King to your house to give you a fucking super kick and a power bomb, and then he's just gonna leave. And that's not assault. And this is not a threat. Drink responsibly.
It's gonna be like when Sting did that Sprite commercial and just beat that little kid's ass.
Your kid deserved it.
Let's move on to our main event question tonight, fellas, and then we can get up out of here.
It looks like all the talking has been done. It's time for the main event.
Main event question tonight is: did Okada make the right decision picking AEW over WWE for Randy Savage?
Absolutely. I think Okada has a lot more, in a sense, creative control of what he's doing and the fun he's having on AEW. Because in WWE, let's just say he probably wouldn't be having fun. And that seems to be, let's talk about it. The guy's getting paid the biggest contract, one of the biggest contracts in wrestling. He's biggest contract of his life. And it's for him to have fun with his buddies and do something and experiment something he's never done before with his creative control. That's not what would have happened to WWE. So, yeah, I think it was the right decision.
Nick Ram, how you feeling?
I love Okada. I think him going to AEW is the right choice for the same reason that Brittany said. He's with his friends. He's having fun. He's being funny. It's something that Japan did not allow him to do because he was such a threat. Like, he's a straight goofball, and he's killing it. He's showing he can do American wrestling. I hate to say it, American wrestling is goofy, right? He's goofy as hell. He is the guy. I do think in WWE, he most likely would have went to NXT, and maybe he would be champion right now. That's hard to say. I think he would have destroyed Trick. Ethan Page would have had to went for something else. You know what I'm saying? He would have been that guy. But choosing AEW was the right choice for him. Not only that, but just right now, but like in the long run, Okada is always going to be Okada. And something about him, whether people are like, oh, he lost his aura and all this other stuff, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, if someone comes to you and they say Kenny Omega's cleared, the first thing everyone's going to think of is, oh man, we're getting Okada Kenny. You know what I'm saying? Bryan Danielson's doing this retirement match stuff. Oh, we're going to get Okada Danielson one more time. You know what I mean? It's like Okada is a draw, and people just don't like that he's being goofy because all they've ever seen is the Rainmaker be a complete assassin and murder half of Japan for his entire career, which is perfectly fine. But you can't tell me he doesn't laugh, or you don't laugh every single time he drops bitch. I laugh every time. It makes me so happy to know that he's happy.
Man. I mean, I agree with you, man. That's why we have this.
Hey! Shut up, bitches!
And I agree, man. I agree with both of you. I think him choosing AEW over WWE was the right decision. I will say, I think the word you was looking for, Nit Ram, instead of goofy, was that in American wrestling, we are entertainment. And the man understands entertainment. He knows what we want to see and what we want to hear, and he's doing it. And you know what? People are hating on it. I've seen the comments and stuff. Oh, he's just a taller version of Akira Tozawa and all this. Like you said, Nit Ram, let's not forget who the Rainmaker really is. You know what I mean? He was put on a platform to carry a promotion, a business, and he did exactly that. The man had nothing but legendary matches at New Japan Wrestling. So why can't he come over here and have a little bit of fun? I'm not mad at it. It seems like you guys aren't mad at it, and it seems like some other fans aren't mad at it. So let the guy have some fun. What's wrong with that? So I think him going to AEW over WWE was the perfect choice for him. I mean, I would go where my friends are, right? I want to go hang out and work with my friends.
Right. I mean, look at all the English they taught him. He can say bitches now.
That's facts.
And he's used as a Japanese reference point. Like Mercedes was like, how do you say this? And 5 bitches in Japanese. Sayonara, bitches.
That's facts. Chana's in the chat. He definitely says Okada picking AEW over WWE was the right call. His comedy is reincarnated. And he did say Trick would have squashed Okada.
Fact.
See, he's just trying to rile me up. But we're almost done.
He's not wrong though. Let's talk about it.
With his pure ability.
Squash.
Well, we might have to get into that conversation a little bit.
Right hand, knee. 1, 2,
everybody,
3.
Man, don't forget we did an unboxing for the tag team titles of 3 Count Trivia. Martin, let everybody know about 3 Count Trivia Season 2.
Can I show the title? I got it right here.
If you want to show it, it's up to you.
Oh, I've been waiting for this moment. 3 Count
Nice
Trivia
out.
Season 2 is coming, and you get one of these. This is the red strap. There's also a blue strap. Look at this beautiful thing. I'm just going to let y'all. What are we including in this season? I've been saying it all season. We have TNA facts, AEW facts, WWE facts. We have Monotune. I'm bringing that back. And I got a new round called Maki Ito, where the guys will be doing karaoke. It's not just me singing this season. Everyone's singing. Yay. Haven't ran any of the quizzes yet with Marcus, which I need to do. But besides that, Brandy, are you ready for this?
I'm ready to hang that championship right there. I have called the red strap. So, Channel, you're stuck with the blue.
Sorry. Hey, 3 Count Trivia Season 2, guys. If you want to sign up, I think we still got some available spots left open. So just let us know, man. We can get you guys in there if you feel like you know everything about wrestling trivia, but it's not your normal wrestling trivia. I will tell you that. You can watch our entire first season on YouTube and just check it out and try to use it as a study guide. Try to use it as a study guide so you can kind of prepare yourself for what NitRam has to ask. Pretty Savage, we got any hot tags coming up this weekend?
So we do have the hot tags this weekend. You guys can tag with us on Sunday. We will be going over No Mercy. We will be going over Bash of Berlin. And you guys can get these hot tags, hot takes, whatever you like. We will be recapping the events.
Big facts. Sunday, come check Bernie Savage out. What about Opinionated, fellas? We got a final coming up, don't we?
We got a final coming up. Oh, I'm about to have all the gold on this camera real quick. Got a final coming up for this beautiful Opinionated trophy of the GOATs with me and Brandy, because we're the herd. We also got, because I don't like to disclude people, we got the Loser Cup coming up. Loser, you're number 1.
It's me right there.
Marcus is on that. And all spoilers for the episode that drops on Monday, our redemption episode, to see who gets the last slot in the final. It's not Marcus. He got out first. Now he's in the Loser Cup.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, that episode drops Monday. So while you're all chilling at home, barbecuing it up, you'll have an episode of Opinionated to watch.
So you got an episode of Opinionated to watch. You can watch Marcus exclude himself from the herd. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a GOAT. That's on him.
I had to take care of some things. Sorry. With that being said, hey, I don't care what nobody says. I swept Chano. That's on record, okay? And I don't care if he voted for himself. He let that happen, so I swept him. And he's not here to defend himself, so I can say it all I want. I swept you, bro. But
fair.
Hey, in other news, man, next week, guys, tune in live. We are going to be in the building with the Wrestling Realm's very own, the realist Dwayne Allen. He will be the last guy of the faction to be on our show because we've had the other 3 members. But I'm excited to talk to the realness, and I'm excited to pick his brain about professional wrestling. He is going to be in the same room with NitRam too, and they have this little relationship.
I'm his favorite. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm his favorite from all of us. Now, this hasn't been publicly said. It hasn't even been privately said, but we have this telepathic communication. And sometimes he says something I got notes, and I know that his notes is NitRam is my favorite, but he doesn't want to make anyone feel bad. So,
well, let's see. We'll be in the building with the realist next week. Other than that, fellas, you guys go ahead and get your plugs in while we get up out of here.
As you already know, it's Brandy freaking Savage on Twitter. It is Life and Times on Instagram. Be sure to watch Opinionated on this Monday. It's going to be a fun episode. Also, I'll hit mine. Remember, you hit them with the rest.
And of course, I'm the one that makes them say, "Oh, damn, I'm NitRam. I'm the host that y'all love the most." You're going to watch 3 Count Trivia. You're going to watch Opinionated on Monday. And you can follow me on Twitter at NitRam_4SOTR. That's NitRam_4SOTR.
Yeah, man, you guys can find me at the founder MH, but most importantly, follow all of us on all our social platforms. 4 Sides of the Ring podcast, 4 Sides OTR. Subscribe on YouTube. Do everything that you need to do to get in touch with us. 3 Count Trivia is coming up. enjoy the PLEs this weekend. And remember, if you are not enjoying wrestling, you're just not watching it right. Drink responsibly for those margarita matches. We'll catch you guys next week.